Hello everyone. Welcome back to another video. This video is super exciting, at least for me. I've been waiting for this package to arrive for a while now. A quick shout out to one of my Instagram followers. Her name is Board Games and Beauty, I think is her Instagram handle. I'll put it somewhere here on the screen for posting about this launch. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have seen it in time. She posted it on her stories and I hadn't seen the e.l.f. Cosmetics post. So immediately when I saw it, I made a note to purchase. So the e.l.f. Mint to Be collection launched the beginning of January. I want to say like January 2nd or January 4th, something like that. And if I'm not mistaken, I bought it the day it launched from the e.l.f. website because it hadn't launched in stores yet. And let me tell you, it took a while to get here. I finally received my order yesterday, which was January 15th. So that's what, pretty much 2 weeks. I know that's, 2 weeks, blah, blah, blah. But for it to be a new release and I was super excited to get it, I was just anxious to get it and to get this video up for you guys. So the e.l.f. Cosmetics Mint to Be collection included a variety of makeup items as well as skincare. I did not get the whole collection. I got a little bit of everything. They included like a face wiper cleanser thing, kind of like the face halos. I believe they also had like a mask or something like that. There was a primer. I didn't know it was a primer in the collection. I actually thought it was a cleanser. So like I said, when I saw the post, I just rushed to the e.l.f. website to purchase it and didn't pay attention that there was actually a primer with the collection. So I didn't get that, but what I did get was the Mint Melt brush set, which is a 3-piece brush set, and this includes the all over shadow brush, the eye contour brush, and the blending brush, and they look a little dirty because I use them in the tutorial portion to achieve this look, so I just put them back in the box to film the intro. I also purchased both of the eyeshadow palettes. So they released their bite-sized palettes, but in this really cute mint packaging. There were 2 different palettes. We have the Mint to Be palette, which is this guy right here, which comes with 2 mattes and 2 shimmers. So again, mine looks used because we used it in the tutorial portion. And then the other palette is Chocolate Mint, and Chocolate Mint also comes with 2 matte shades and 2 shimmers. However, the matte shades in this one are more neutrals, browns than the other. The interesting thing that I noticed about these after I ordered them is the regular bite-size e.l.f. quads are $3, but these guys were $4. So it's a $1 difference maybe for the packaging. Give you a little preview before we get to the end of the video. The quality seems fairly similar to the other ones. So these are $4 versus $3. I also purchased the Mint Melt No Budge eyeshadow sticks. So there were 3 that released with the collection. I purchased 2 of them. So these are, look at this cute, friggin' cute mint packaging. Like, I can't get over it. I got 2 colors. I got Melt With Me, which is this brown shade. And then I got Mint For You, which is this mint shade. My hand is already swatched up. So these are the 2 budge sticks right here, the Mint For Me and Melt With Me. Those are the 2 shades right there. And then the last item that I got was the Mint Melt Lip Plumping Lip Gloss. They also released 3 different shades and I purchased 2 of the 3. I purchased the ones that I felt like I would most likely use, to be honest, because I didn't want it to go for waste either. So again, adorable with this mint packaging. I got the quote unquote clear shade, which has a hint of green, and this is called a hint of mint. So that's it right there. And the second shade that I got was this more brown chocolatey shade, which is called Chocolate Chip, which I'm actually wearing right now. So those are all the items that I purchased from the collection. Like I said, there is a primer that I didn't get, and I believe all the other items were like skincare items. So if you are interested in knowing how I achieved this look and also what my thoughts are on the e.l.f. Mint to Be collection, stick around as we get into the tutorial. So I already have my base done. I went ahead and did primer, foundation, concealer, bronzer, pretty much it. I filled in my brows. And we're gonna dive into the eyeshadows next. I'm not quite sure which of the two bite-sized palettes I'm gonna use. To be honest, I am leaning towards using this one right here, the chocolate mint versus the mint to be, just because the chocolate mint has this really pretty brown transition shade in it that I figured we can use, which is this guy right here. Overall, I think they're really cute palettes either way. I also have to use today a couple of the No Budge eyeshadow sticks. So you can see them right here. I got the mint shade and the chocolate shade. I think there was another like champagne-y type shade that I didn't get because I figured I would use these two in the tutorial today. And I don't think I have like a mint shade eyeliner, so I figured we could try this in the waterline or try this as a base on the eye and then do the eyeshadow over it. My eyelids are naturally more pigmented, so as you can see, like with my base done, my eyelids are quite a bit darker. So when working with lighter shadows, more pastel shadows, it's helpful if I put down some sort of a base. I have the brush trio that e.l.f. released with this collection that I figured we would use as well. So these are the brushes, again, just out of the packaging for you guys to see. I'm gonna incorporate them, but I will be using some of my other brushes as well. So let's get right into it. I think what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna go ahead and prime my eyelids, and I'm using a primer that's new to me. This is the Pero Primero primer by Alamar Cosmetics, and it's supposed to be a really tacky base. So I just took a little bit on my finger, and I'm gonna go ahead and put it on my eye. And you can see it does give me a little bit of pigment. It's not like an opaque pigment, but it does give me something to kind of even out the darkness on my eyelid or those kind of purple tones that I have. Okay, so I'm gonna start off on one eye and then see how it's going, and then we'll move on to the other eye just in case. And just in case I decide to stick with just one palette versus the other. So to start off, I think I'm gonna go into the Mint to Be quad, which is this one right here, and I'm gonna go into that green pastel shade, this guy right here. And I'm gonna go in straight with, let's see, which brush we wanna use. I'm gonna go in with one of the e.l.f. brushes that came with the collection. This looks like just the flat shader eyeshadow brush. It's similar to, I think it's called the C brush that they have in the black packaging, and just gonna dip right in there. I'm really gonna pack it on just so I can get benefit of the color. And you can see the brush picking it up right there. And I'm gonna actually put this all over my whole lid and go from there. As you can see, it's not the most pigmented shade. I did dip back in for a second time to layer it, and this is kind of the payoff that we're getting. Keep in mind, my eyelids do have a darker tone, I guess. Like I said, I have those that purple shading under my eyes and also on my eyelids, so that could be a reason. And then also I could have probably used a more pigmented primer to make the color pop more, but so far, I mean, this isn't too bad. I'm now dipping in a third time, and I am tapping off my brush a little bit, and I'm gonna keep going on the lid and start working it higher up towards my brow bone. Dipping in a fourth time, and depending on how pigmented you want your shadows, you might not have to dip in as many times as I have. Keep that in mind, guys. I just really want that pigment to be even and really cover my lid, which I think it's doing a pretty good job right now so far of giving me that coverage. I'm gonna switch over to the more fluffier brush of the trio and go into that same mint color shade just to help blend out the outer edges. And as I'm dipping in there, I mean, I'm not going really hard, but there is a bit of kick up in the pan. I don't know if you guys can see that. This is what it's looking like on the brush. So I am gonna tap that off just because I already have my base done and I don't want any fallout. I'm gonna work my way and kind of blow it out as much as I can up towards my brow bone. Okay, the next thing I'm thinking I want to do is take that darker green color, this kind of like sage color right here, and I'm thinking of maybe putting that into the crease to kind of give me some depth or definition. So for that, I'm gonna take this Sigma E44 Firm Blender, which looks like this. It's kind of domed at the tip, so I can focus on just that crease, and I'm gonna dip into, like I said, that sage color. By the way, none of these shades really have names in these palettes, so it's just the darkest one in this quad. So I'm dipping in right there. I'm dusting off. And like I said, I'm just gonna go right into that crease just to give me some definition. Whoa, that's actually pretty pigmented. I wasn't expecting that. Kind of like the combo of those two colors. It's giving me really nice definition. The colors are blending into each other well. I'm also gonna take that darker green color kind of on the outer corner here a little bit as well and drag it just a bit up. As I've mentioned in my other videos, I like to get this kind of like cat eye V shape on the outer edge of my eye. That's just my preference. So if you prefer a more rounder shape, then you do you. I don't think I'm that big of a fan of this brush right here. I'm gonna switch over to a different blending brush. I'm gonna go into my Sigma E40 tapered blending brush, which is a bit fluffier, and same, I'm just gonna go into that green, that lighter green, and blend up here. Next, I'm gonna take a Sigma E55 eye shading brush, kind of like a flat shader, and dip into that darker green just to darken that outer corner. I think I wanna focus that as my outer corner shade and just define it a bit more than what we did with that blending brush. So I literally am tapping. I'm not like blending. I'm tapping it and bringing it a bit, like about a third of the way in and connecting it to my lash line. I'm just gonna like softly draw that line. I'll likely use some eyeliner. And then I'm gonna go back into the same brush that we used for the lighter green and kind of add more because I don't want that vibrancy to fade. So let's get into these shimmers, which look really interesting. I think I'm gonna go in with this one right here, and we're still using the same Mint to Be palette. And I'm gonna go in with my finger with that one, just because that's usually how I prefer to apply shimmers. And you can see that's the color right there. And what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna go over where we put the lighter green shade with the shimmer. So we're basically just covering it up. And I'm pressing and just swiping. Ooh, wow. Oh, that's pretty. I'm going on the center of the eyelid and towards where we put that deeper green color, that like sage color. Wow, that's really pretty. This palette is $4, guys. I think it's worth it just for the shimmer. We still haven't tried the other shimmer, but if the other shimmer is as good as that, then for $4, it's worth it for just those two shades. And then I'm gonna go back in with that flat shader brush and take the darker green and deepen up, kind of tap this over where the deeper green and that shimmer color meet to kind of soften up that separation or that line between the two so it's not as obvious of a distinction. I am noticing a little bit of fallout, guys. I'm pretty sure it's that shimmer shade. Let me get a brush, see if I can dust this off. Okay, looks like I got most of it dusted off. There's a little bit sticking right here, but I mean, you're always running that risk when you do your base first and or when you're using new shadows that you're not familiar with. And I know I'm running that risk because I prefer to do my base first, but I mean, you can't really see it, so I don't mind. Next thing we're gonna do is go into the other shimmer, so this white color, and I'm gonna do that on the inner corner. I would use my finger, except I don't think my finger would get in there like I would want to, so I'm gonna get another flat shader brush. It's a smaller one, this one right here from Alamar Cosmetics, and I'm gonna dip in, and I'm actually gonna use some setting spray with that just to make sure we don't get any additional fallout. I got my setting spray here, just a light mist on there, and then we're gonna go in on the inner corner. I can't really tell a difference between the two shades. I don't know if it's coming off on camera. Maybe you guys can see it and I can't. Let me go ahead and swatch it on my finger and see. So this one seems a little more crumbly than the other. So that's the shade right there. I picked up way too much to try and put that on my inner corner, but let's give it a shot. So there, you can definitely see it's more icy, right, than the color in the middle. But overall, I think that looks nice. This is a look if you're just going to the grocery store or something. Wow. So we've got this eye pretty much done. I do still want to use the mint chocolate or the chocolate mint palette, so I'm wondering maybe we can use those like brown tones or neutral tones on the lower lash line with these. Before we move into that, I wanted to see if we can use the shadow sticks, maybe use it as like an eyeliner or using it on our waterline. This one right here is in the brown shade. What color is it? Melt With Me, and I'll show you guys. This is it right here, and I'll go ahead and swatch it. This really nice chocolatey color. It does have a bit of shimmer in there. And then the other shade that I got is that more minty shade. It's called Mint For You. That's cute. These names are cute. I'll swatch it right next to that brown color. That's really creamy. Look how pigmented that mint shade is. I wonder if this budge stick might be too big to use as an eyeliner, but let's try this. Let's try and see if we can get this on the upper lash line. So I'm going as close as I possibly can to my lash line. And it seems to be layering over those shimmers pretty well. I think this will actually tie in doing the lower lash line with those other neutral brown shades from the other palette. They're really creamy, which is nice. There we go. I liked how that layered on top of the shimmers. I also just like the shade of this overall. I mean, it looks like a really great like one and done, just kind of put it all over, blend it out or smudge it out with your fingers. So let's go ahead and do the lower lash line. And I'm gonna start with the darkest shade in the chocolate mint palette. It's gonna be this brown shade, and let's hope this doesn't mess up the entire look. So for that, my lower lash line, I'm going to try out this other Sigma E42 Precision Firm Blender, which is this little guy right here. And I'm going to take that, darkest shade and just put a little bit on that brush, tap off, and I'm going to try and get as close as I possibly can to my lower lash line. I don't want it too smoked out, but I do want something there. That's pretty pigmented, guys. I literally did one little tap into that shade. And I'm just ever so gently blending it there. Because like I said, I don't want this color super prominent. I don't want it super smoked out. Okay, I think I have those glitters. I think I have those shimmers from those shades like all over my face now. I do think it's that more icy shade though, not the green one. So that's all I'm doing with that. And then I'm gonna take a slightly fluffier brush and just take the lighter brown color and fluff that out a tad bit more. So this is just a Luxie 237 blending brush. Looks like this. It's kind of angled, so I'm dipping ever so slightly. Really doesn't have that much on the brush, and I did tap it off, and I'm just gonna smoke out or blend out right along the bottom edge of that brown color. We probably won't even be able to notice this, but just to use more shades out of this palette. Okay, so I'm really liking how that's looking. I'm gonna go ahead and do the other eye, and I'm gonna do like my mascara and everything, and come back. And we're gonna go through the other couple products that I have. I'll be right back. Okay guys, I'm back. I went ahead and did my mascara and finished off my face makeup. I just did some highlighter and some blush. Also went ahead and used the other budge stick. Where is it? Here it is. Okay, the Mint to Be. I went ahead and did that on the waterline. So you can see it's pretty bright. I actually really like it. I'm curious to see how long this lasts. I would say my eyes are watery, but how do I explain that? So whenever I tend to put eyeliner or anything on my waterline, it always ends up in the inner corner, so it like accumulates. I have yet to find one that'll actually stay and not move. I've heard that these are really good. I mean, they are called the No Budge eyeshadow. So we'll see how it wears. I will leave a note in the description box on how it wore, just so you guys know. And if you guys have that same issue as I do, that way we can see if these actually are going to be our new go-tos. The last thing that we have left to try out is going to be the lip glosses that came with this collection. I got the chocolate and the clear green one, so it's these two right here. These are supposed to be lip plumping, which is interesting because I actually didn't even realize they were lip plumping until after I placed my order. So I have, like I said, the clear one or the greenish clear, and this one is called A Hint of Mint, and then the chocolate brown one, and this one is called Chocolate Chip. So I'm going to go ahead and do some swatches just so you guys can get an idea. So let's open this guy up. Okay, you've kind of got your standard doe foot applicator right there. And I'm going to go ahead and swatch it right here next to that brown smudge stick. It's clear, doesn't really have much hint. I don't see that green coming off. Ooh, it does smell like chocolatey. It's a pleasant smell. It's not like an overwhelming smell. You know how some lip glosses have like that overly vanilla sweet smell? Ooh, I can't stand it when they're like just overly sweet like that. And then we're gonna swatch the brown one, or the chocolate, what's it called? Chocolate chip. So looks like a pretty rich color right there. You know what, now that I'm looking at that other gloss, not facing the light, it does have a hint of green. So I'm gonna swatch this right next to the clear, and you can see it right there. So it does have some pigment. It's not, I wouldn't say fully opaque, definitely gonna give you more than just a sheer hint of color. Okay, went ahead and wiped off my lip balm, and I'm just gonna go straight in with this clear color. I'm not even gonna use a liner. Feels nice. It's a little sticky, but not overwhelmingly so. It's light, sheer. It's not that sticky actually. That was just one like go. Ooh, I can feel the mintiness. I'm gonna just go a little bit more and see. Oh guys, that's tingling a little bit. This might actually be a lip plumping one. So I'm gonna go a bit more just to see how much we can build it up. All right, so that is the clear shade. It's really pretty, I like it. It's looks nice and juicy, glossy, not overly so. It doesn't feel thick or heavy, and it's not like, you know, when you have some glosses that like when you go like that and then you can see the lines, it's not doing that at all. I am feeling a tingling like on the outer parts of my lip, but nothing too intense. I guess we won't be able to see if it's actually lip plumping in this video, otherwise I'd be here for a minute to show you guys. So that is the clear gloss. Next we're gonna do the chocolate chip gloss, and for that one I am gonna use a lip liner, so I'm gonna go ahead and wipe this off. So we've got the lip liner down, and just FYI, even though I've wiped off the clear, I can still feel my lips tingling a bit, so maybe we will actually get that plumping effect. So again, I'm going into this shade right here, which is Chocolate Mint. This one smells, this one doesn't smell as like chocolatey as the other one does. Whatever they're putting in there to make it like minty, I wonder if that's the scent. It's still, you still get a hint of the chocolate, but not as even as the scent in the clear shade. Okay, so we're gonna go in with this. Oh, that's a pretty color. All right, so that is the lip gloss right there. All in all, I really like it. I can still feel the tingling a little bit. It's not as intense. I mean, it wasn't that intense, but as intense as it was with the clear one, but I just put this on. So maybe while we're finishing up this video, it'll start to get more intense and I'll let you guys know. So we went ahead and used all the items that I got from this collection, which, to be honest, guys, I think all of them were great. The only, if I had to pick one item that I was like, meh, could probably do without, that would be the eyeshadow brush trio. I wasn't that impressed with these guys. I didn't even use this one, but I mean, if you're looking for affordable brushes, these can definitely do the trick. But in terms of all the other items, these palettes, $4. $4. Are you kidding me? These are a steal. If you're looking for some good quality, affordable makeup, these bite-sized palettes, these and also the other ones that come in the white packaging, you can't go wrong. I have a couple of those I love. In the chocolate mint, so we didn't use the two shimmer shades in this palette right here. Go ahead and swatch them just so you guys can get an idea. So this is the minty shade in the chocolate mint palette. Where am I gonna swatch this? Let's go right here. So that is the swatch. I just did a light dip in the pan, and then the shade next to it, which looks like it has a little bit of like this color undertone. Just gonna dip in. So that's what it looks like there on this finger right here. And I'm gonna swatch right under it. Oh, that is a pretty color there. So great quality on these shimmers. Like I said, even if the mattes were like a complete fail, I would say for $4 these are still worth it for just the shimmer. The Mint to Be palette, which is the all green tone palette right here, my only, I guess you could say, be careful would be with that icy color right there. Definitely be careful with fallout. I would suggest maybe doing your eyes first, which is probably what I'll end up doing the next time I use this, doing your eyes first before you do your base. I would definitely use a setting spray if you're going to be using a brush, or use some sort of like glitter adhesive on your eyes so you don't get those particles falling everywhere. Next item in the line, the No Budge eyeshadow sticks. So far, I am greatly impressed. So we used the Melt With Me as kind of an eyeliner on my upper lash line, and then used the Mint For You on my waterline. So we'll see how these play out. I'm really excited for these. The swatches for those two, again, are right there, and there is another one in this collection which I might actually pick up after trying these two. And then last but not least, the lip glosses. So far, so good. The chocolate one that I'm wearing right now, the chocolate chip, is feeling a little tingly, nothing intense, nothing super intense that like is unbearable, but definitely can feel like, you know, like ants crawling on your lips. For the price, I believe these were like $3 or so. Everything in this, aside from the brushes, I think is under $5. So, I mean, you can't beat that price. e.l.f. has been coming out with such great products. They've been knocking it out of the park lately. So I'm super impressed, super excited for these. I'm also really happy that I picked them up. We have come to the end of the video, guys. Thank you for joining me and sticking around. I hope you guys enjoyed this kind of tutorial and review of the e.l.f. Mint to Be collection. Super excited for it. Run out and grab yours now if you're interested. They just posted, I believe, either today or yesterday, that they restocked the entire collection. It's available on the e.l.f. website, so I'll leave the link below for e.l.f.'s website, and I believe it's also available in Walmart as of January 8th. I haven't seen it at Target. Not sure if it's at Ulta, but I do know it was supposed to be available at Walmart on the 8th. So if you prefer to go in store, make sure you're wearing your mask, but you can find it there. Otherwise, you can get it online. If you are a returning viewer, please make sure that you are subscribed. And if you are a returning subscriber that's viewing, thank you and welcome back. So happy to see you guys all here again. Please remember to hit the like button, subscribe to my channel. We're almost at 60 subscribers, so that's exciting. And leave me a comment below in the event that you picked up anything from this collection and what was your favorite item. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.